The speed differential that you saw in this fight against Serghei Pavlovich was incredibly noticeable. And AJ, there's some context, some breaking news that we need to talk about in regards to this fight. But before we do that, how impressed were you with Tom Aspinall's performance? 1-2 down the pipe, just how we like him. What'd you think?
Massively impressed, Derek. Not only just the 1-2 down the pipe like you're talking about, but the chin to get clipped, regain yourself, and then go back in and hurt the guy even worse than he just hurt you, man. This speaks big for Tom Aspinall, man. Massive implications and massive performance, because not only, like you said, does he look, or does he move like that middleweight? Does he bounce on the toes? He's light. He's cutting angles. He's looking great out there. But also, he was bigger than Pavlovich. Homeboy was huge, man. Not only tall-wise, but he is thick too. Yeah, he's a little more slender of a 265er, but he still has the power. He still looks good. And then when I saw him standing there next to Pavlovich, I was like, oh my God, man, Tom Aspinall is a big dude. He's going to be around for a while. He's going to do some really good things. I'm curious to see how the chaos unfolds, because that one moment where Pavlovich did hurt him and the chaos was ensuing got me a little worried, got me a little stressed out for Tom, but he's able to pull it out and actually get the dub. But what do you think, Derek? How long does Tom Aspinall really stay around? Because I do got to give you credit, folks. Go check the tapes. That was correct. Tom Aspinall has been Derek's boy for quite a long time. Sorry, the Dawkins brothers couldn't pull it out the same, but I am happy to see Tom Aspinall's right here where we're expecting him to be.
Tom Aspinall has officially joined Alexa Grasso, and this is unofficial because he's the interim champion. Again, we have to hammer that home, man. Respect the champion, John Jones, right? But Tom Aspinall has now joined Alexa Grasso as the youngest pair of UFC champions that the company has to offer. 30 years old. 30 years old, AJ. My man has not even come into his prime yet, and he's already at the top of the mountain. 1B, I guess you could say, right? You're not John Jones. I'm going to point that out every single time. But I think that, he's going to be here for a long time. And here's the reason why I'm really confident in that is because breaking news here. Let me hit it. Breaking news. Tom Aspinall, after the fight, has the belt on his shoulder, right? Standing next to Laura Sanko and says, hey, I got an exclusive for you. Yeah, I know I had 2 weeks to prepare for this fight, but like week 1, I started training and I pulled my back and I couldn't really do anything. So I didn't really train for this fight. I had 5 days notice of a real training camp, if you want to call it that. And I got the job done. I was scared. And when I'm scared, I'm at my best. And I'm like, my Lord, Tom Aspinall on a full training camp, does he not beat every fighter there is to offer? Who beats this guy? Who has an arsenal of weapons that is equal or comparable of Tom Aspinall? Who can sit here and win in any fashion and once again takes the guy who crushes everybody and crushes him himself? Who can do it, AJ?
There's one name, man. You said it, 1A, John Jones. It's the guy that's actually holding the real belt, and that needs to be the fight to be made, man. We'll see if it actually gets done. But who other than that? Who other than one of the GOATs to actually get it done? That's a hard one, man. I'm trying to think of names, like Curtis Blades. Could he get it done? Maybe. But I still think Tom has the speed and the power to be able to nullify him. Other than that, man, I don't know. Do you have one that isn't John Jones?
On paper, Curtis Blades is the name. He beat him. I know it was a knee injury, but on paper, he has a claim. It's almost like that old school royalty joint. Like he has a claim to the championship, to at least challenge for it, given he has a win against the current champion. But yeah, aside from that, man, I'm not sure. I'm not going to lie to you. Even on a full training camp, you rematch him with Serghei Pavlovich, I still think that's a scary, scary fight to have, because that's the thing. In heavyweight, oftentimes, it's a matter of who connects first. And AJ, that is the exact story that you just painted. Aspinall ate the scary punches of a fully powered 100% battery Serghei Pavlovich. It looked like woke up the cobwebs. He dusted them off. Okay, all right, we're here. And then said, all right, let me give you one back. And Pavlovich, I'm not saying that he couldn't take it. I'm just saying he got hit in the perfect spot. Right hand to the temple. Boom. Flatlined him. And let's talk about this last part. Some people calling it early stoppage again because they're saying the way Pavlovich's knee bent when he was down, when he was back flat on the mat staring up at the sky, the way his knee bent, he was still in there. At heavyweight, you got to do delivering hammer fists to your half lifeless body. Do you think it was a fair stoppage, or do you think that, let these guys go out for real?
Not at heavyweight, man. That was an absolutely fair stoppage, because if you go back and you check it out, folks, Serghei Pavlovich hits the ground, both hands right here by his head up, just holding, not defending, not looking, eyes wide, catches 2 more hammer fists, doesn't do anything about it, doesn't block, doesn't do anything. That was a perfect stoppage, man. You don't want to eat too many of those because that's brain damage going forward. Good job on the ref on this one. I do think this was a good stoppage.
Does Tom Aspinall see Serghei Pavlovich again?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, without a doubt, man. They are definitely making this fight. If it's not the next one, probably the one after that. Definitely they're rematching.
Now, Tom Aspinall very quickly has joined the ranks of a Michael Bisping, per se, of a Leon Edwards, right? He's joined those ranks because, yeah, you're a champion. Yeah, even though you're an interim champion, you are a British champion. You are the third ever, actually, to bring a title out of the UK. So that's kind of my question to you right here, man. It feels almost like no matter what Tom Aspinall does for the remainder of his career, even if he fights and does not defend his title, I think that his name is etched in the history books. I think Madison Square Garden is such a special place where these historic events happen that we're going to look at, we'd celebrate UFC 30, right, this year, right? If it's UFC 50, UFC 35, UFC 45, Tom Aspinall is one of those guys, again, who gets that spot in history given the what he has accomplished with this championship. Do you agree, or do you think that you need to do more and we're setting the bar really low for our greats in this company?
That's interesting, Derek, because do I think Tom Aspinall deserves to have his name etched, especially in, like you said, the UK Hall of Fame or the UK Mount Rushmore, if you will? Absolutely. I mean, this dude's been putting in the work since, day one, literally grinding his way from the bottom, not taking easy fights, also not jumping up too high to, not have his name tarnished, if you will. So he played it very smart, fought his way all the way up the rankings. Now gets it done in interim championship, and has the ability to really solidify himself in that kind of situation. But to be completely frank with you, Derek, I don't know if that's going to be the rest of the feeling by the majority of MMA, man, by the casuals, by the press. I don't think anybody's going to give Tom his acclamation or his credit that way like we will over here, but it's because we've been watching him since day one. We've been hyping him up like that. So I do think there's a little bit of bias there, but I do think he deserves it. What do you think? Do you think everybody's going to give him the push?
I think that if Michael Bisping got that crazy treatment, like we almost look back at Michael Bisping's career a little bit differently than it actually played out. But we love Mike Bisping, right? We love the count, So I think that, yeah, because of where he is from, where he hails from, I think that he's going to get a little extra bump. But it all comes down to this, man. He's 30 years old. We have a long career ahead of this man, especially at heavyweight, where he could literally stick around for another 10 to 12 years. Like, elite status. We'll see what happens. We'll see how much he has, but I think that this is the guy. This is the problem. With that being said, and new interim champion, Tom Aspinall. You love to see it.